in my domain. Got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over. Before you know it, we're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good evening, Summoners, and welcome back to 2018 LVL Spring Term Playoffs. My name is Vulcan. With me is Atlas. We will be your shoutcasters entering match number 2 of our quarterfinals. So, guys, for those who are just coming back in, guys, dun sa match 1 natin, si AMA QC Clash Masters.
That was a clean 2-0 coming from them. FIT misplayed a lot, and it was just exploited by AMA. But of course, now we're going to get into match 2, which is between the LaSalle University Veritas Arcus Green Archers versus that is going to be Adamson University Penguin Authority.
So one thing about this bracket, Atlas, if you notice, and what I like about this is that all the 3 new schools that entered the LVL for the very first time are in the same.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. DLSU, ATU, BLSU are the 3 new schools that entered the LVL. So now we will be seeing them all paired up against each other as we will see who will make it to the finals.
Man, this is just like sharks, you know, and sharks give birth and
Sharks?
yeah, the sharks, and how all the baby sharks, they all compete inside a woman and only like 1 or 2 get out. So this is basically what's happening here. These new blood in the LVL. Let's see which one of these will make it to the semifinals and into the finals. I'm not joking. That's how. That's what happens.
Are you for
with
real?
sharks. Yeah, that's for real. But
Sharks when they're... Oh, you're not
yeah,
joking.
there's a battle royale inside the
Inside the womb
shark.
already?
Yeah.
So it
But
looks
of
like...
course, yeah. That's basically what's happening between BLSU, DLSU, and Adamson right now. These are 3 good collegiate teams coming. And right now, we're going to see Adamson versus DLSU. And it's going to be a grueling fight because we pegged DLSU as one of the teams that can potentially beat USD. And they did when they brought in Mirmo. But of course, they were pretty much one of the best teams in the LCL. And that's pretty much a given there. And definitely very good seeing these new teams really rise up to the top here, but they still have so much to go through.
But we'll see it, Atlas, as we move on to our drafting phase for game number 1 for match 2. So, Summoners tuning back into the LVL Spring Term stream. We thank you so much for your support, and we hope that we can see you on future streams such as tomorrow for the semifinals. So, note that if you guys watch for the quarterfinals, you can't miss tomorrow's semifinals for Sunday stream. So we will tell you schedule. I think you saw it there in the format. But now, more importantly, let's see. I think there's a lot of fans of BLSU out there. So, BLSU fans, you gotta watch this game if you want to know who will be your opponent and for tomorrow. So, ATU Penguin Authority Atlas on the blue side versus Veritas Arcus on the red side.
Let's see how this all plays out in the draft. Of course, DLSU locking away Prodigy Skarner as well as just a very powerful Mundo. As for Adamson, blocking out a lot of bot lane picks here, possibly for Comte and Pilio. It will be the Draven. Okay, so that's the Comte's very popular Draven, as well as the very powerful in this meta, the Yasuo as well as the Aurelia.
You know what I think about ADU's journey throughout the group stage? It's more the fact that ADU was one of the few teams that were pretty much in a tight spot because they had no control in the last week of the group stages. They had to depend on how the games would be played. Fate was in their favor. Looks like ADU made it to the playoffs, but that's why I actually talked with one of the players of ADU. I asked them, coming into the playoffs, will you guys be better? Will you guys change? So I hope they did practice.
Yeah, I hope they really step up here because now their fate is entirely in their hands now.
They have complete control.
Yeah, now they have complete control. They can change their destiny here. If they can't take down the DLSU, then they'll have to improve going over to the next term. But now, there's going to be a real test here as we look into this. Ezreal banned away from Simone. Adamson, they lock in immediately Delusion. A lot of priority on that for some reason, but this just leaves Vladimir open as well as the Camille.
This Vladimir is something that I've seen throughout the competitive scene in the international scene. This could be a Vladimir in the bot lane.
Yeah.
So you guys may think, it's a mid lane. Yeah, no, guys, hear me out.
It's gonna be bot.
It's gonna be bot lane. So let's see. Maybe DLSU will pan out because we are seeing such a rise in bruisers, right? So you see the lack of marksmen. So sometimes we see bruisers in the bot lane, but thanks to the recent patches, how AP mages can still push the towers pretty well.
Pretty well.
Extra AP damage to the turrets is something very welcome. That's why Vladimir bot lane is one of the few things we haven't seen yet. And I'm very excited that Veritas Arcus will pick it up.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that a lot of our teams have been sleeping on Vladimir bot lane because he has such good matchups against almost everyone that's popular in the bot lane, whether it's a bruiser or a marksman here. But of course, Adamson, they lock in something that's very painful if pulled off correctly. That is going to be the Lucian and Braum combo, and the Trundle locking in just to shred those tanks. As for DLSU, Wukong, I think you'll like this one.
It's the Wukong being picked into DLSU's red side. Maybe we did see Wukong in the bot lane for the run in the remaining of the LVL. Not just the LVL actually, even in the international scene during the Hyperplay qualifiers too. So let's see how things will pan out for the Wukong. Can go bot. It's still a very flexible pick, but Atlas, you did mention about the Lucian and Braum being a great pickup. We do see it, but not just that. The Trundle made it through.
The Trundle made it through as well, but DLSU, if they got this Wukong, right? So actually, let's move on first to the second rotation of bans, Renekton and Seraph. Those are pretty much respect bans rather than just power bans here. As for Adamson, that is going to be Morgana and Rakan, because Pelio just really pinching Pelio's pool here. Let's see how Comte and the rest of DLSU respond to this with their other pick, because I'm interested to see where this Wukong will go, because I think it will go bot lane. But
I don't think so.
There's a possibility because it does perform well. It bypasses the Unbreakable coming in from Cadenza's Braum.
It actually does.
But if this Fiddlesticks is locked in, it could actually just signal Wukong going elsewhere, and this just confirms the Vladimir bot. And that's
Who knows,
still,
Atlas?
yeah, that's
It's
still a very
up in the
powerful.
air.
Yeah, it's still a little bit up in the air, I believe. But as for Penguin Authority, going for the Ahri here. It's a little bit older school than most other
Pretty
mid laners I've
conventional
seen, but
stuff.
yeah.
I mean, it's traditional to see an area in the mid lane, pero let's wait for ADU. They will get the Ornn, because not only that they set things up for the Ornn, getting the Braum is great, but seeing how DLSU is something that we do see in the international competitive scene, how this is something that's not foreign
gonna be the Aatrox?
to Veritas Arcus, but now, as I said, it will be an Aatrox in the top lane. So now,
Very strong.
what's it gonna be? Oh wait, Singe is more
Okay,
powerful.
Singe. Okay, yeah, Singe performs really well against Ornn. Of course, Ornn really thrives in the later game team fights with the long range initiation as well as the general disruption he can bring. But Singe can possibly choke him out and be able to just run through Adamson if they're not careful. As for DLSU, looking at this team composition,
Is it gonna be a Vladimir bot?
let's just see, because I think there's a good chance it's still gonna be Vladimir mid here, because I don't think I want. Okay, seems like that could actually be the case. They might switch it up still. They have a few seconds to really finalize that.
Oh.
Really getting into Adamson's heads here in their preparation.
For the lineup, so looks like we will still see the Wukong bot lane that did see success. But not that, guys. If ever you have time, you can always try out the Vladimir bot
It's
and see
very
for
strong.
yourself. It's pretty strong. I mean,
Against every single type of bot lane right now, I think Vladimir is very strong. But I like the Wukong into the Lucian a lot. And I do like the Vladimir into the Ahri better than the Wukong into the Ahri as well. So that could be one of their ways. They could have been flexing it, and this was not something that they planned, but rather something that they prepared for.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Because if the Wukong didn't go to the mid lane, that's a terrible matchup. I know, it's a terrible matchup. So, looks like they will readjust it, and it'll be the Wukong bot lane we do see well. But you know what I like more about a Wukong bot lane? Paired up with an all-in support like an Alistar, but we won't see it this time. But Fiddlesticks does grant the silence. So, let's hope for how DLSU will play out this game.
There's also that level 6 spike that they have. if they get the jump onto Simone and Cadenzas. That's huge amounts of damage in a short amount of time coming in from Comte and Pilio. But of course, Simone has a few tools to use against Comte, but he needs to survive the initial onslaught of the Nimbus Strike and the rest of the spells coming in from Comte. It's going to be very interesting to see how this match plays out. Really, I'm really liking DLSU's composition. They have a lot of dive potential everywhere. They can just bypass a lot of Penguin Authority's defenses. Like Spring can just use a Predator to just dive in deep into the Sanguine Pool and then get behind the backline, get lots of AoE damage. And Esper can do the same. Karna on that Singe, Singe is very, very fast and just has a lot of free room to move around. Comte as well is going to be very scary.
So on your screens right now will be the drafting summary for game number 1 of match 2. So I want to see how Penguin Authority has prepared their players prepare for this game, because Veritas Arcus is one of the teams that did take down UST Teletigers, the defending champions, taking away 1 point and soiling the record of a clean streak for UST. So in this game, though, it will be Comte playing in. Mirimu will be subbed, is their sub, so we will not see him here now. But looks like Penguin Authority will have a challenge to.
Yeah, but I think Penguin Authority has very good chances here if they play this composition right. They have a very solid team fight if they catch Veritas Arcus without their ways of initiating, without their ways of diving in, and if they survive the initial onslaught coming in from Veritas Arcus. And if Simone is able to get ahead, if he survives the assassination and dive potential of that Wukong, then he's in for a decent time there in the bot lane. And right now, I'm looking at it, but I do peg that Veritas Arcus has a really good composition, much more in line with the meta than Adamson, I believe.
We'll see, Atlas,
yeah.
because when you did talk about the meta, the picks right there, we were expecting something like Vladimir Ball. We won't see it just now, but we do see meta picks here, such as the Camille, the Singed in the top lane, where he does not have a bad matchup. So in a way, Penguin Authority gave up the laning phase for the Ornn just to get that crucial ultimate, the Forge God. But as we say in the caster desk, everyone, if everyone watching right now, returning back to our stream, you are watching the 2018 LVL Spring Term Playoffs. This is the quarterfinals. Moving on to match 2 of Adamson, Penguin Authority on the blue side versus De La Salle University, Veritas Arcus on the red side. Let's get straight to it.
Let's see. It seems like both of these teams not going for anything too risky, like diving in for some deep vision. It would have been really good here for Esper to know where Prodigy will be going. But it seems like right now they won't be attempting any deep wards, just regular lines of scrimmage. So neither of them have any information. It's very neutral early game here.
So when it comes to those type of neutral playstyles, Atlas, I was about to call you Adams. So Atlas, you're seeing how DLSU, they're not going for those invades, but looks like heavy pings coming in. Comte will run the Wook God in the bot lane with the Ignite, so expect the kill pressure there, but I want to see how DLSU will let that snowball, because if they don't, looks like Simon will have a difficult time actually for his spike, because it takes really a long time for ADCs to reach their spikes in this current batch.
I mean, it's not as bad as Critical Chance AD carries, but definitely Simone will need to survive this laning phase against Comte and Pilio.
Okay, the Fiddlesticks. I think that's one thing that is worth pointing out in this Fiddlesticks pick, because this Braum is kind of forced to stick close to the Lucian, so you can actually abuse it out, because
it's going to be a lot of AoE coming in from Pilio, so this is a good punish from the Crows.
It's great that they're taking advantage of the fact that the Braum has to stick close to his ADC, so they can really abuse it out and deal more damage. But looks like Prodigy is spotted in the river. Will return for the level 2 cheesy
Oh, they might go for Pilio and Hamte.
But they are a bit overextended here. Comte will be exhausted. They may go all in onto Sedenza, but great use of the concussive blow passive, proccing in the favor of Adamson Penguin Authority. That's a double wipeout in favor of ADU.
Very good rotation there coming from Prodigy. With that just puts Simon in such a good spot with a kill and an assist. That's first blood in his belt. And Comte, they had the level 2. Okay, Prodigy knew that Comte and Pilio want to get the early level 2, and there he abuses it and gets the double kill for his bot lane. That is very important to surviving that early game for the AD carry. Esperer here, he's going to try and get this blue buff. There's no one really to respond to this. He is under a ward, so they will know that this blue buff has been taken.
Okay, they do notice it, Atlas, because we did see pings on the blue side, but Esperer may go and look for something in the top side, but we'll just back up. It's great that Esperer, I mean, you want to point out, right, that he took away the blue buff.
Yeah, Shiro was able to just play a little bit more safely, knowing that Esperer was around the area. Of course, both of these junglers opt to steal each other's camps on that side of the map they were invading, so that's a little bit of a trade-off, but the good part about that is Shiro was able to stay safe despite Esperer being very close by. He's still sticking around, but he will recall around here, and Prodigy will find his topside jungle halfway cleared. He will still have his wolves, but this will give information to DLSU that he's around topside.
You know, Atlas, I wouldn't be surprised if this tournament gets Tiamat for his first item, but looks like he will make use of that great juicy first blood. I mean, 400 gold, you get your red smite ready, your challenging smite up, and plus you get a boost of speed. So expect Prodigy to make these decisive plays. So Spurs, they're slowing down VA.
It's gonna get more ganks out of that. Skirmisher Saber means he's either going to go for a lot more fights against Prodigy or going to go for ganks where he can put out the damage with a Skirmisher Saber. Let's see how Esper plays around this. He will be detected by a ward, so that signals Cadenza and Simone to react to that immediately. Of course, ward will be cleared out, but that Tri-Brush still has vision on it. So far, Cadenza and Simone surviving this early game pretty well and being able to threaten Comte. Right now, he doesn't have his Ignite, so his kill potential is definitely down for the next minute or so.
And that's actually what DLSU is risking in his bot lane, because you let this Lucian scale pretty well into the late game.
Ooh, they know that Esper is right here. Oh man, he's gonna be in for a lot of trouble here with Jissy.
Oh yeah, he does have a flash. He does get away with his life. Blast Cone is there just for safe, but he will go for that. What a charm by Jissy! That is something that ADU is playing. I mean, full sense of security. May Blast Cone, walang siyang pakialam kasi may charm yung Ari, so Jissy gets that kill, denying the invade from Esperer.
All those were very good communication coming from Adamson. That ward in the river just behind the river brush in the bottom side signaled everything to Adamson. Esper thought he was very safe taking away Raptors, and he pays for it with his life. Man.
That's great, because not only that Jesse gets his kill, he will help in dealing with this Vladimir. Ooh, what's this? A charm was not being... Okay, Spring actually went under the pool there. Max range actually, so great timing by Spring.
He will survive. He's still very healthy after that. And however, he does burn his Hemo Plague, but now he still has his Ignite. So in the next fight where he can bring out that ultimate, he might actually have a lot of kill pressure against Jissy unless the Spirit Rush is used.
I mean, with that first kill in hands of Jesse Atlas, we're seeing that for his first buyback, it will be the Lost Chapter. Whereas for Spring, come and rush for all Vladimirs to get the Lucidity and get that Predator up and running.
Pretty good CSing so far from Spring compared to Jissy. But the response from Jissy, this pretty much equalizes it from the kill that he got against Esper there. Let's see. Comte, he wants to try and clear that vision ward to open the way for Esper, but right now, Esper is way on the other side of the map.
Yep, and for Viridis Archers, they're doing their job to just scale things up slowly but surely, but in no way, Atlas giving that huge lead towards the bot lane is more than enough for them to just farm it up, because no matter what they did, they at least made it a bit faster for AD to reach their spikes, because check out the Lucian here. 102, 45 CS, not much of a big trouble for them. At least they have that sustain.
Yeah, Bilgewater Cutlass completed for Simone is pretty big. Gives a little bit of AD lifesteal as well as that short active that he can use
to kite.
To kite as well. So pretty good. If Simone and Cadenza get a gank from Prodigy, they can potentially try and fight Comte and Pilio before they reach level 6.
Meanwhile, in the Riverside, looks like Jesse will clear out that control ward, while Esperer will take away the blue buff.
He could go for a gank.
Oh, wait a minute, Atlas. The level gap we're seeing right now for Espero is 5, but Prodigy is 6. Looking at the CS, he is quite behind.
Yeah, it's definitely because of the death he incurred while invading, as well as a lot of time spent by Prodigy. A lot more time spent by Prodigy trying to go for the farm.
So looks like that will be a punishment for Espero because, yeah, dying once there, I mean, deep inside the red side, not to mention you're burning your flash, everything. Giving the kill to the mid laner Jissy, that is helping ADU even more, sustaining those lanes.
Let's see, Simone and Cadenza seem to be wanting to get some good trades in against Comte.
You have to be careful because we're seeing Prodigy in the Infernal Drake area. Looks like that'll be an easy take for Penguin Authority.
They have priority bot lane, and Jissy can easily respond if Spring wants to interfere with that. And Adamson had complete control of vision around that side of the map. So DLSU, it doesn't seem like they can get anything aside from Shiro.
Shiro calls the Forge God. Can he get away? He's pretty much grounded. Okay, there is the recast, but looks like Shiro can escape. Ultimate is there for that lockdown. Aspera picks up the kill onto the orb.
That is going to be a kill onto the top side. That will be the payment for the Infernal Drake. Can they get more from that? It doesn't seem like it, but a kill on Esper means that he gets a little bit back from dying deep inside enemy territory right there. Spring still going strong, actually, because of the way that Spring...
Wait a minute. Looks like DLSU, they're trying to disengage from this fight. That's going to be the calling, procking her really hard with the exhaust onto the Lucian. Doesn't matter. There's the cycle to try and stop the fight here. Looks like it'll be Pillar recasting the ultimate there. Simon is there. That's going to be the passive procking. That's going to cause a blow, stunning down the Wukong. What an easy double kill. But wait a minute, Spring is coming here for the cleanup, for the revenge. That's going to be a nice shot done by going on to Spring. And he gets it away with a 500 gold shutdown.
Seems like even though DLSU lost that bot lane fight, in a 2v2 situation, since Spring was able to follow up and clean up, that is going to actually be in DLSU's favor, giving Spring a lot of gold with shutdown. And this gives Jissy a little bit of time to pressure that mid lane, catch up a little bit in CS because Spring roamed down, but it's not enough to equalize the CS differentials here.
But the double kill is great for Simone Atlas. Look at that. He already has the Blade of
That is great.
And he has at least a CS lead of just 12. Quick math right there.
Very difficult for Comte and Pelio. Since Cadenza and Simone were able to get the first blood in that lane as well, survive the next few levels, this means that Comte and Pelio, just from that, they cannot straight up 2v2 Simone and Cadenza. They can if they get the jump on them, but that was Simone and Cadenza going with the initiative there. Pelio tried to be a little bit cheeky.
Spring on the tower. What's gonna happen here? Jissy, he froze! He froze under the turret! That is something Spring is gonna use. Oh my god. Being under the floor there. Look at the outplay happening in the mid lane.
Man, Spring played that pretty well. He was so close to death, but using the Sanguine Pool as well just had Jissy like a deer in the headlights.
I don't know what Jissy was thinking there. He was standing still. Vladimir has no form of hard CC, so I don't know what happened there. But meanwhile, in the mid side, great forge cut for the two-man knock of the Aspera going in with ultimatum and instantly flashing away. But Shiro will join him with his own flash. Pops down, Brittle takes him down. Here comes Sadenza for the respawn. Spring is quite low. Carter throws him away. Looks at Vladimir, is trying to melt the members of ADU. But here comes Simon with the Lucian flash in. Calling is up. Takes down Spring. Can Simon go for more under the turret? No, it'll be ADU. Just be happy with a two-member Wiper in the mid lane, and now they're aiming for this first sweet turret.
Karna wasn't fast enough to shield Spring right there, and Spring really tried his best to try and weave in and out of the line so he could try and take down Prodigy, but all that ended when Simone was in there.
Oh wow, great fissure done by Sadenza to lock in that Fiddlesticks. The Wukong is there to just wipe out the Braum, but looks like Jissy will be going for cleanup. Charm connects, but onto the clone. Great use of the clone by Comte.
Seems like Aspera still wants a little bit of control over this area. No chance for a re-engage right there, but so far Adamson doing pretty well, pretty much exploiting how DLSU has been playing this.
At this point, Atlas, we did peg Beardus Arcus to be one of the impressive teams that entered the LVL. But seeing how this game is progressing, I wonder, can Penguin Authority challenge that spot? Because we are pretty excited to see which amongst the three new schools can challenge UST. We have ADU, DLSU, and we have Busu. Busu just looks impressive, but now this whole run for the quarterfinals for the new schools. They're going to be paired against each other. This is great to watch, Atlas.
It's pretty much just trial by fire for these new teams in the quarterfinals and in the upcoming semifinals. Let's see. Adamson has a very good chance here. Simone has a ultimately good start, and they can push for more, and that's what they've been doing. They've been constantly pulling the trigger, making sure that Spring doesn't capitalize too much on the early kills that he got. And over here, Jissy has pretty much equalized the lead that Spring has by a little bit, only like 3 waves behind. That's actually big, but not enough to make it so that Jissy cannot deal the damage here.
But I'm kind of scared because, yes, the pick is great for Fiddle 6, can silence the Lucian to deny the calling, but when it comes to older gold, it's pretty much focused on to the Lucian, but Lucian can be easily popped unless Odessa does a really good job to protect the Lucian, because Wukong, once he gets that Dust Fade, it's going to be crucial for ADU to watch out for Simone.
It seems like Comte went for the Yomus first to try and catch up to Simone, as well as Jesse in case they get into a fight instead of the Dust Blade. So that's a lot of delayed damage coming in from the Wukong, which means that Simone will have a little bit of an easier time surviving. He has the Blade of the Ruined King, so even if Comte is fast with the Yomus active, he cancel kite him with the Bork active as well as the Phage passive here. And if he builds this into the Black Cleaver, that's a little bit more beefiness on his side, a little bit more health. So that'll be really great for Simone to keep surviving and dish out DPS. And leaving, that leaves Jesse a lot of room to deal his assassination damage as well.
And then what's next after the Black Cleaver, Atlas? It's gonna be that sweet Essence Reaver that we always want to look out for on a Lucian build. We don't normally see it because they're quite behind most of the time, but this time it could be ADU's chance. A good chance for them to try and take away game 1 to set things up for them.
Doesn't seem like Comte and Pelio can try and contest that Ocean Drake. Adamson will probably get this pretty much for free. Esper is not around to try and contest it, and no one in DLSU is in position to try and trade that for another objective. So man, Adamson gets this pretty much free.
That's great. I mean, that's another free Drake going towards Penguin Authority. That's the Ocean Drake. Bonus region there. Plus, they got the first Drake, which is the Infernal Drake. Next Drake will be another Ocean Drake. So, Penguin Authority, they got the first turret. Now they got the second Drake. They're taking objectives, but it's only a matter of time if they cannot wrap this up as fast as they can. I think it's going to be hard for them to control Spring. I think it's going to be difficult when a team fight happens. They need to be careful. They have a good lead. Let's hope they can make more out of it.
Yeah, definitely. They need to group to get for those skirmishes. Try and shut down Spring even more. They've already opened up the map. They can also go for the side lanes if they can take down Comte and Pelio. But it seems like Pelio and Comte, they have a pretty good vision network around that bottom side of their own jungle. So they're pretty much safe from Prodigy and Jesse roaming down there. Ooh, as for cheeky steal there coming in from Prodigy, but if they can shut down a lane and then knock out that turret as well, get more control. Ooh, Pelio
going in with the ultimate there, can't do much. Ice Pillar instantly stops him in his tracks. Here comes the charm connecting, not just right. Spring is underground, but looks like the contested blows will connect. Max Rage Glacial Fissure will be the starting blow for ADU. Now picking up Pelio. Next could be Esperer. That is a double kill for Jesse.
They can open up even more here. Comte wants to try and go for something against Jesse.
Going on to the Ari, but instantly tries to get away, but looks like the shutdown will be granted for Veritas Arcus. Comte trying to get away with a Cyclone. Prodigy going in with a flash and chop, blocking down the Wukong. But Esperer tries to get away, gets to get a Cardinal flashes away, but under turret, looks like ADU does not care. They will wipe out the members of DLSU, but it will cost. Wait a minute. It's gonna be Cardinal wiping them out. What just happened in the mid lane?
I can't help but laugh at what happened there, because that seems so much in Adamson's favor. But Karna, with his ult up, with his popping his refillable potions with his double Dark Seal, survived for so long. So that ends up pretty much a little bit equal here for Adamson. Of course, they're still way ahead.
He was so low.
Yeah, but I think
Go on.
Yeah, he was so low, but he had a lot of regeneration, both from his passive, from his ultimate, as well as the passives of the Dark Seal.
Oh, that's
but
disgusting.
I think that DLSU, that's actually something worrying for DLSU.
Oh, I see.
Even if, we can laugh about how Karna survived all we want, but the reason that it went to that situation was because DLSU thought they could take Adamson. And, okay, Simone wasn't there for the DPS, but they underestimated Prodigy's ability to deal a lot of damage there. Even with the Zeke's convergence not being put on Simone because he's very far away, that being there means that that's a lot of damage being put out by Adamson, coming in from Shiro's CC, coming in from Prodigy's constant biting, as well as just Cadenza having a lot of potential to CC them as well.
I guess for the ADU, great that they have a good start, Atlas, but they need to be aware. You need to relax and try and calm yourself down, because if that happens again, that's going to be big for VA to catch up quickly, because looking at the items wise, Ghostblade, Dustblade will be up soon. You saw the amount of burst they can do. Okay, you have great lead on your mid carry, pretty much Fed Lucian. Does that matter when Death is the best CC? Death will just lock you down. I mean, you can't do anything. So they need to be very careful how they start fights. They need to scout out around the map before they try to come in. Same for Penguin Authority. Going for times like that, they need to be aware that the Cinch is kind of a hard champion to kill off.
Yeah, it would have been okay if they just left Karna alone.
Oh, actually.
They would have won that
wanted
fight.
More.
Yeah, they were very greedy. And they would have been fine if they just left Karna alone. They would have just gotten, what, 3 kills? And that's very good already. While Simone was pushing bot lane heavily. But they had to be greedy. But of course, let's see. Maybe their next turret play will go a lot better once they get this Rift Herald. And once again, DLSU not really in a position to try and trade this objective with any kills or any turrets. They just try and farm themselves back up. So far, this is going to be Prodigy with the Rift Herald. It seems like they might want to make a play on this top side. Prodigy will be spotted out by that ward, so Esper and the rest know they're here.
Oh god, Jananda does spot out Esperer, trying to clear out that control ward. Looks like they will not have vision on that side. The Rift Herald is available. I want to see this Herald take at least 2 turrets, man. But looking at the Summoner spell, if ever a clash does happen, Penguin Authority, they don't have the teleport advantage here.
Definitely not. And Karna can very easily cancel the teleport from Shiro once it is up. So it seems like Jesse opted to go for midline pressure here and said Spring. Once he returns to lane, equalizes that as well. Let's see, a lot of pings going to the top side. They want to make something happen there. That is the last outer turret remaining for DLSU. And I'm expecting the next fight to possibly happen around there.
But as for ADU, they had a great solid lead, but now they're still maintaining with a stable 5k gold lead. But now, when it comes to Veritas Arcus Atlas, we're seeing how they played it pretty clever. I mean, you gotta watch out for the Sage, man. You need to watch out for Karna. I mean, sneaky double kill right there is great. That's the thing that VA caught Penguin Authority by surprise, but looking at the itemization, I don't think that means to be the same, because you're seeing a Spellbinder, you're seeing the Shurela's Reverie, a Dustblade being completed by this Wukong. So, okay, you're happy that your Lucian is fed, you're happy that GC is fed, but you're not gonna celebrate once they're easily bursted down like that.
Adamson, it seems like they're slowing a little bit down. I mean, they're taking objectives left and right, yes, but they've slowed down a little bit and trying to force these fights. They might go for something here.
Charm will not connect. He goes under the pool, but that's not stopping Jesse. Prodigy, your Ice Pillar should be up right now. Will they go for it more? Okay, no. Stop muna.
Yeah, it seems like they're slowing down a little bit here. Of course, they're going to get another Drake.
That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, that's very good.
One. Oh, wait a minute, Atlas.
But DLSU, they're still going to deal lots of damage when they get into the thick of the fight. It's up to Adamson to try and survive.
Karna. Oh, he's going for Simone. He plays Simone. Oh my god, they're focusing on the Lucian right there. Focus on the target. There's the Spring. It's going in for the first. But now, they've removed the Ari. They removed the Lucian. Veritas Arcus can trade this fight, but looks like they've underestimated the fight for VA. Shiro is alive there. But Orn, can he clear out 2 members? He's trying his best. Looks like Cassandra does get away. Shiro does flash over. Sparrow is going in for the re-engage there. Spring is going in with the Predator. Shiro is still. Predator's next down. Oh, Shiro with the trade off there. Sayang. yung ginagawa ni Ord. If he had his W up again there, that would have been an easy pickup. But looks like 4-4 trade here. Equal trades is happening, but looking at how the clash went, VA knows how to penetrate that front line.
Yeah, definitely just dive in deep. Go on to Simone and Jissy right there. Of course, for that, they heavily underestimated the damage coming from Shiro. A lot of damage coming in from the brittle status right there. But of course, DLSU, they might get something extra here, but Cadenza is around the corner to try and defend this.
You saw how, when it comes to that clash, Atlas, I mean, you saw how the members of VA, what did they go for first? I mean, our summoners watching right now, obviously they saw that Jissy was the prime target. Exhaust was taking there, really crippling down the damage. Not to mention Simone, easy target for the Camille, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get anywhere with the Camille ultimate on you. So, VA, they know what to do. What they lack is the extra damage. If they get that, Penguin Authority's lead doesn't even matter at this point.
Let's see how that goes. I think the Adamson definitely want to contest this.
Steal happens in. No, it gets denied. VA does take away the Ocean Drake. GC once gets in. Connects the charm. Oh my god, the Fiddlesticks has been taken down thanks to the charm coming from Jesse.
Yeah, they can't really fight that without Spring. Pilio pays for it with his life. They do get an Ocean Drake. That's not too big, I think. Like, the regen is really useful, but the way that DLSU's comp is gonna play, that Ocean Drake won't really get much use once the fight actually starts, and DLSU wants combat stats. Let's see though, they're paying around Baron, possibly.
Oh, wait a minute.
They're gonna start it. They are under a ward.
Is that a good call? Pilio will be alive in 4 seconds.
That I don't believe that ward is being disabled.
Wait a
DLSU
minute.
knows what's happening here.
This is risky, and ADU thinks they have complete control. They didn't see
dear.
that ward over there. They are very aware of the HP bars. Okay, guys, let's back up. It's too risky, ADU.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have a good lead. Don't risk it that much.
They had an idea. They got the idea because they had a ward right behind DLSU's red buff. So even though they didn't, they messed up in the vision in the Baron itself. They were okay. They were doing really good in the preparation around the pit itself. So that saved them a world of hurt because DLSU, they will basically rake what was sowed by ADU. Once that, if they didn't pull away from that Baron.
When it comes to the way Penguin Authority went for the Baron, it kind of made me nervous, Atlas, because
that made me sweat.
I think for the viewers watching right now, especially the fans of PA, I bet in your minds like, why is PA going for this Baron? It's very risky, but good thing that they stopped,
And
because
that vision ward
they need to stop.
was a few pixels away from detecting that one. So they really thought they were safe right there. But of course, good on them to realize the situation and back away.
So yeah, I mean, when it comes to the pace of this game, at least we're seeing that VA, they're skating up pretty well. Look at that Spellbinder. It's 66 stacks right there. When it's 100, I'm pretty sure DLSU won't be afraid of starting a fight. I mean, they will just destroy those carries. Jesse and Simone may not last if they get locked down by the Camille.
You have to be absolutely careful. Cadenza, they have to leave the initiation to Shiro, and Cadenza can potentially just peel for Simone and Jesse, because even though they're mobile, that's not going to do anything if Comte, Spring, and Karn are all jumping towards him, and Esper is trying to go for the Hextech Ultimatum.
Looks like
They still want to dance around this Baron.
Adams and University Penguin Authority are still trying their best to stop this dance, but it looks like the LSU may just take control of the vision. Look at the amount of vision they're investing in.
You have to be careful. One wrong move around this Baron could mean a buff placed on all 5 members of the team that exploits the weakness.
Spellbinder right now is at 80 stacks. Sparrow gets pitched again with the Ice Pillar. Tries to buy some time with his way right there with the ultimatum. Burns it instead. Pilio. Bye-bye, Pilio. You're knocked into the air, and they're just going to engage on it. That's going to be a dead Fiddlesticks right there. Simone picks up the kill. 2 members immediately wiped out there. Okay, now it looks good for AD to try this Baron.
Yeah, that was dirty coming from Adamson, completely blocking away Asper's escape. And for DLSU, they have a slim chance of contesting this. Adamson isn't completing this Baron at a really fast rate. It's only halfway at this point. Possibly if Comte and Spring can try and go for this, but
they're trying his best to zone it out. Here it comes for the potential steal. Will it happen? The members of ADU are inside the pit of DLSU. Did not understand that sheer raw damage. That's going to be the cinch. At least taking down Simone for the 500 shutdown. But in the end, Penguin Authority takes away the first Baron of this game.
Good attempt there by DLSU, but they wouldn't have been put in that situation if they weren't so far apart from each other. If they were able to respond to Esper getting caught out in his hook shot, they would have been able to respond to that and possibly catch Adamson's backline trying to go for Esper, because Comte was in mid lane, very far away from the actual fight, as well as Karna. So those factors mean that they cannot actually respond to that. Pilio was isolated at the top side as well, so that was pretty questionable team positioning throughout that dance of the Baron.
So as for Penguin Authority, they will have the first Baron of the game, looking pretty good here. Maybe they can try and push out the remaining outer turrets in the top and bot, especially also in the mid lane, but looks like Comte and Belia will be there to defend.
Yeah, these inner turrets, they're going to go down pretty quickly, even without intervention from Simone. As long as that wave is being sustained, that's going to be a world of hurt. It seems like DLSU, they want to make a move while Adamson is pushing this.
They're focusing on the spring. He does on the pull. Just see scouts on Pilio. Oh no, Pilio does flash away. Pops the Shirelia, trying to get away from the Ari, but Jesse with a quick dash right there will pick up the Fiddlesticks without any trouble.
Oh, Simone got taken down during all of that.
Oh dear, they don't have an illusion. Now they feel confident to go in on the Prodigy. Spring pops the Spellbinder. Oh, what incredible burst coming from Prodigy. Fortune is coming in. Recast right there. Knocks up the Sage up in the air. Looks at Prodigy. Will get that double kill. Vladimir's free. Look, Compton trying to get away here, but looks like the minions will do the work for himself. And Spring is left alone, and that's going to be the ace of the game.
Wow, Adamson. Even with Simone out of the fight, Comte at this point just doesn't have enough damage. Even with the Dustblade, even with all of his penetration items, it's not quite enough to take down Shiro and Prodigy, who are beefy enough to face him, as well as underestimating the damage of Jissy here. He is 6'4" and 10. That's a lot of damage. He can dish out so much very consistently as well, and DLSU was not able to match that.
So looks like Virtus Arcus are in a pinch here. They have lost their mid lane inhibitor. So as you can see on the scoreboard, guys, 27-15, great stuff for Penguin Authority. Gold lead wise 10k, and that is pretty convincible.
That's pretty big at this point of the game. This is not a comp that wants to be behind. DLSU, they want to steamroll you with their sheer damage and dive potential, but at this point, they're just gonna hit themselves in the head when they jump into the Adamson, because they have done so well in surviving the early game. A few mistakes here and there, but DLSU has been making more of those than Adamson so far. A lot of bad positioning, questionable positioning, which leads to Adamson getting a good fight without the DLSU full-on tidal wave of initiation. And Adamson, they're the ones getting the pickoffs here, even though Simone was picked off because they all went for Pilio. And that straight-up fight, even if it was basically 4v5, DLSU wasn't able to penetrate the defenses of Adamson.
You know what I feel like when it comes to how the early game went, they got a great start, especially in the bot lane. Now, it's more than enough for them to buy time for Jissy on this Irie. So, looking at the double Inferno stack here, Penguin Authority having a lot of both free stats here, Atlas. And now they're trying to take down this bot lane one, Esperer.
Spring is right around the corner.
Oh yeah, Spring is still patiently waiting for the teleport. Predator comes in, focusing on the Jissy. Okay, Jissy immediately chunked to low health. Will he be finished off? Ignite sticking. Jissy survives that burst. So looks like VA did not manage to take down the Ari from this fight.
Very dangerous there for Adamson to stick around. That was very sneaky coming in from Spring. But of course here, Adamson's still pretty ahead in this game. And not only do they have a 10k gold lead, that mid lane inhibitor is doing so much for them in terms of pressure, allowing them to push this bot lane. And that's not just a 10k or 11k gold lead, that's 2 Ocean Drakes. That's basically for every point of 80 and AP, they're getting at least 20% more, 24% more gold value from those combat stats. So that is so much value for Adamson, and that allows them to overpower DLSU. And slowly, DLSU, they need to look for options here. They need to make a pick against Adamson. But so far, they've been traveling as a group here, and only the split push from Shiro. But of course, now that he uses teleport, he's going to be sticking with his team.
Squad mode right here for DLSU. Where will they drop?
They need to get a good AoE fight where Pelio, Conte, and Spring and Karna can all deal their damage. But even then, Adamson is very beefy. They can take it and they can fight back.
It's weird how Spring is tankier than the actual engage tool, which is the Camille. So let's see how Aspera will try and engage, because he can't really last long. I mean, he will just be like a second for Jissy, especially Jissy. But seeing how the Spellbinder is at 48 stacks, it's worth noting that DLSU has means to instantly delete Jissy.
They have to be very careful.
I hear the
they have
Ghost
to pull the trigger
Blade.
here.
I'm hearing the Ghost Blade, I'm hearing the Predator, and look at Conte going in hard onto the Ari. Jissy is gone. Simone from the backside trying his best to catch up in damage. Jissy is gone and Simone was playing back. Simone is still in the fight. Simone flashes over to Karna onto Pelio. Simone gets the double kill and Karna is forced to buy some time. That is a wipeout. The ace for Penguin Authority with a triple kill going to Simone.
They're gonna go for the inhibitor, and with a huge wave coming in mid lane, they could use this to finish the game. 30 seconds on the death timers for DLSU. This is definitely going to Adamson Penguin Authority. First game in its best of 3, and so much momentum in the Penguins' hands. This is great for them.
A wipeout here in for game 1. Penguin Authority, great performance for our opening game for match 2. So, congratulations and GG well played to both teams, but Penguin Authority will be taking away our game number 1. So, guys, this is interesting. Not only that, I did mention how Penguin Authority are one of the new schools, same with DLSU. I want to see the best teams going in, because if you put it this way, guys, think of it this way. Like UST is waiting in the semifinal spot, right? So it will be the seniors versus the juniors in a way we see in the finals, because we're gonna see the old schools, where the FIT, AMA, and UST are veterans. They were here for summer term, but if you look at the lower bracket, it's going to be the new blood, the new schools, new players. So it's going to be exciting for the finals to see, can they do something about this?
That's definitely something that we want to see, but before all of that, it's just going to be these new blood, these new teams fighting it out to see who will get to the semifinals and eventually the finals. And looking at this game, the state of this match between DLSU and Adamson, it seems like DLSU wasn't able to pull off their composition. They want to be ahead early. That's what the Wukong is for. That's why you have that level 6 spike with the Fiddlesticks. And that's why you have the Camille, to be able to get high damage, be able to dive deep at around level 2, level 3, and take out Simone. But since Simone survived for so long, and especially with that double kill from that, because Conte wasn't able to get the jump on Simone, that just gave them a lot of time for him to scale up. Jissy as well was very well taken care of, and I think eventually, even though Jissy and Simone get taken down in the middle of the team fights, that lack of damage is picked up. That slack is picked up by Prodigy's Trundle, and you cannot underestimate Prodigy, the damage come from Trundle, nor from the brittle procs of the Ornn.
So it looks like that will wrap up our game number 1, guys. Penguin Authority, congratulations for taking away game 1. But can you take away game 2? Because VA may take away game 2. Who knows what can happen, Atlas? But I'm just excited to see how the new schools will try and show the new old ones how it is done here in the LVL. So guys, thank you so much for watching the 2018 LVL Spring Term Playoffs on the quarterfinals for match number 2. After the short break, we'll resume on to game number 3 of the best of 3 series. My name is Vulcan, and with me was Atlas. See you there after the short break.
For something against Jissy.
Going on to the Ari, but Instinct tries to get away, but looks like the shutdown will be granted for Veritas Arcus. Comte trying to get away with a cycle. Prodigy going in with a flash and chop, blocking down the Wukong. But Aspera tries to get away, gets to get a corner, flashes away, but under turret, looks like EDU does not care. They will wipe out the members of DLSU, but it will cost. Wait a minute! It's gonna be Karna wiping them up. What just happened in the mid lane?
I can't help
on the
but
target.
laugh.
There's the spring. It's going in for the first, but now they've removed the Ari. They removed the Lucian. Veritas Artisan trades his fight, but looks like they've underestimated the fight for VA. Shiro is alive. They're putting on. Can he clear out 2 members? He's trying his best. Looks like Cassandra does get away. Shiro does flash over the Sparrow is going in for the re-engage them. Spring is going in with the Predator. Shiro is still. Predator's like that. Oh, Shiro with the trade-off there. Sayang. Yung ginagawa niya. Oh, what incredible burst coming from Prodigy. Fortune's coming in. Recast right there. Knocks up the Sage up in the air. Looks at Prodigy. Will get that double kill. Vladimir Strino Compton trying to get away here, but looks like the minions will do the work for himself. And Spring is left alone, and that's going to be the ace of the game.
Wow, Adamson.
But I'm here in the Predator, and look at Compton going in hard onto the Irie. Jissy is gone. Simone from the backside trying his best to catch up in damage. Jissy is gone as Simone was playing back. Simone is still in the fight. Simone flashes over to Karna onto Pelio. Simone gets the double kill and Karna is forced to buy some time. That is a wipeout. The ace for Penguin Authority with a triple kill going to Simone.
They're gonna go for the inhibitor, and with a huge wave coming in mid lane, Anthem in the Penguins' hands. This is great for them.
A wipeout here in our game 1. Penguin Authority, great performance for our opening game for match 2. So, congratulations and GG well played to both teams.